cold start to 504. It's 20 degrees. She's rather chilly this morning. It got down to like 16 degrees last night and the wind chill was like 8. It's 24 now. Layton, go look in my back seat and get that jump starter. You know what I'm talking about? It's just a little black bag with 2 wires. All right, we're gonna give it a little bit of help with the jump box. Well, she's got a straight pack on it. I don't like it. It won't fit under the edge of the shed, so we'll have to take it on and off. But then it needs to be flared out at the bottom. It don't fit quite right. But it'll be all right. It's really not that much louder. I got the 100 running. Battery was dead on the 404, and I got the 140 running. So, but I guess we're gonna leave that on there for a little while and go from there. All right, we'll catch y'all later. Well, everybody, the snow is going away quick. Finally made 37 degrees today. Figured I'd show you a couple of little projects been piddling around with the last couple of days. These light hookups I've been putting on these tractors. Made that little bracket right here. This was already on there. I made it hanging pins on, but it's just a 2-prong plug in, and it's wired in with the flasher. So. Put one on that tractor. I hadn't put one on the 504 yet. I done just a 2-prong wire that was loose. I added a flasher to the back of the old tobacco wagon. See, this is the one on the on the 140. It's just a 2-pin quick connect plug. So you just plug it in. Turn the flashers on here, and it gives you a flasher on the back of the wagon. Just a little bit of extra precaution, like I said, running over there back and forth to them little fields we got down there to Mom and Daddy's. Run down there late in the evening a lot of the times when I get home from work. This little old tobacco wagon, I'm always propping the tongue up on something. I don't have it never had a jack on it. So I come out here today, piddle around. Let me get over here. And had some old pipe. And I welded that piece onto the trailer, and then had this pin. And just pull it, and I can pin it off right here. Just pin it down low, Yeah, I'm sorry. You can pin it down low there and just pull out from under it with the trailer. Or, like I said, pull the pin, slide it back up. I don't know where the hole's at, but should be right there, I think. Yep. But the pin goes back in and it'll hold it up out of the way. So, just another quick little project. Finding stuff to piddle around on in the snow. Like I said, this is a pretty good little old tobacco wagon. It's 10 foot long. When I got it, I pulled the bearings, pulled the hubs apart, cleaned up the rims, packed the bearings. I had to put new studs in this side, but I completely went through it. I was going to redo the wood and paint it, and it's in good shape. One day I probably will. There's a board or two in the bottom that's broke, that's cracked. And like I said, that top board there's broke. But overall, it was in really good shape. I kind of like the patina on it, so I just left it alone. So it needs a bath right now, but it works real good for cutting sugar cane. If I pick that Jimmy Red or blue corn or whatever I grow, I can just throw a couple of bushel baskets in it and take off over there, and I can pick it in those bushel baskets, and that way it's easier to handle instead of just having it all strode out in the wagon. So, and excuse them dogs over there, they want to go to the woods, so they happy-go-lucky over there today, I reckon. So, but let's see that board right there in the front. It needs to be replaced. This piece back in it, but probably one day I will just put a new floor in it and leave the sides. Take all the boards off. There's one board that's cracked. The rest of the boards in the bottom are good. And rip it down and maybe replace the top board on both sides and replace that bottom board down there with the floorboards and just put new floorboards in them. And just paint the floorboards in there white and leave the patina on them old ones and paint the frame of the trailer red. So, that's a project for another day. Like I said, it's handy like it is. So, but just another quick little thing to add to this. Done that video on them hoppers. That was just a short, quick, fast, and in a hurry video. So, I'll go back over here to this Littleton side dresser, cold side dresser. I had a couple people ask me about this chain. Is somebody gonna be back here behind it, pulling it? Well, when I'm working on that thing, instead of me having to sit on the tractor, lift it up and down, I just run it around like this, so it was easy to pull the chain. Excuse my finger, but it was just easy for me to test it back here. But this chain actually goes over that pulley, and when it goes over the pulley, it runs up there to somewhere on the tractor, probably right down on the drawbar. I'll hook it down on, or either pin it off up there where the drawbar chain is, where the 3-point link chain is. And when you lift the cultivator up, it disengages that drive. When you let the cultivator back down, it releases the tension off of that mechanism and pushes the sprocket back over and kicks it back in gear. So no, you don't have to manually pull it every time. It does it as you lift the cultivator frame up and down. So like I said, I'll get a little more video on that. I got to adjust that thing. After all this snow gets away this week and it warms up, I'll get a little bit of video on adjusting that thing and how it actually works before I unhook it, because it's not going to be but about another month here. I think I've got it completely set up the way I want it, other than just setting that chain up. It's only going to be about another month, and it's going to be time to start cutting ground. I'm probably going to spread some lime here in the next couple of weeks, and then I'll let it sit on the ground and then cut it under, so to get ready to plant corn. I may plant corn in March this year. Like I'm probably pretty sure I'm gonna plant my Jimmy Red this year in March. Okay, but I'll do a little walking and talking. It's not gonna be long. It's gonna be time to plant corn. I probably won't plant my field corn over in that field until probably sometime in April. That being said, I'm gonna plant my Jimmy Red. I'll probably go ahead and plant it like I normally do in March. Trying to get this camera adjusted here so it's easier to walk. But like I said, I'll probably get that Jimmy Red ready to plant, and I'm gonna plant some blue corn this year. So like I said, just kind of a little walking, talking video to add to that couple of things I've done. Oh, excuse the sun. I'll be out of it in a second. There we go, move over this way. So walking back here around looking, just walking around making sure everything fared okay in the snowstorm. We got about a little over, roughly between 2.5 to 3 inches, somewhere around there. But like I said, them youngins has been loving it, playing on the four-wheelers and the side-by-sides. So, but trying to make a mess out of everything. But like I said, I got to figure out whether I'm gonna plant, what kind of field corn I'm actually gonna plant. I'm on the fence about planting GMO corn, or whether I'm gonna plant a trucker's favorite, yellow trucker's favorite. I can do those because I know I can cultivate and side dress with the 3-point tractor, or I can still use my 1-point tractor. I mean my offset tractors. So it's gonna be one of them deals. I can plant either one I want. It just depends on whether I want to take the easier out and spray it if I get in a bind, or whether I just want to take the time, make myself take the time to cultivate 5.5, 6 acres of corn. You know what I mean? So I'm looking over here in my garden at the wheat. It's covered with snow now. It's starting to melt off on the sides over there, but that snow was good for it, putting a little nitrogen back in the ground. But like I said, I'm just trying to get all my ducks in a row. I've done a soil sample on that field, and I've done a soil sample on my two fields, my Jimmy Red field and another field, and I pretty much know what my fertilizer's got to be, which is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I'm probably only going to need about 400 pounds of fertilizer over on that field if I put triple 19 out, which I'm planning on doing, which is not bad. Since I'm going to put it out when I lay my rows off instead of broadcasting it. I'm not going to broadcast that field. I'm going to lay it off just like I do my Jimmy Red, whether I plant GMO or not. So like I said, it's turned out to be a little rant video, rambling on about different things. So like I said, just trying to put a little video together. Like I said, thank y'all for watching. Channel's actually growing fairly decent. I actually picked up another 40 subscribers in the past week and a half, 2 weeks, and I thank every one of you for subscribing. Hope everybody fared okay in this snow. I hope everybody stayed safe. Look forward to bringing y'all another one, and we'll catch y'all next time. Thank you.